G'day trendsetters, 2Aussie here again. Have you heard the big news from Macca's? They bought out the McCrispy range, which as far as I can see is only 2 burgers, but one is a McCrispy, the other one is McCrispy Deluxe. We'll talk a bit more about that later, but you know I've got to go Deluxe. We're doing it Deluxe today, and even though it's saying Deluxe, there's not that much to it. But the big news is they bought out a bun to go with these 2 burgers that I don't think we've seen before. So, and please know, also there is something called McCrispy signature sauce, of course, something else again that I haven't heard of before. So we got new sauce and a new bun, and rather than buying a meal, I'm gonna use some of my Monopoly free stuff. We'll see if I can grab a small fries and a small beveragino. So folks, I can't lie, I am super juiced to see what this bun looks like. I've seen the pictures. It looks amazing. So without further ado, and I may tell you a few jokes if I remember. So without further ado, folks, let's head in, grab the goods, and see what all the hype's about. And if there's none, we'll create some, I'm sure. Let's get it. All right, time to get this party started. We got the goods, baby. Let's check it out. Now, if I didn't mention it, I think I did. $10.30 for this guy. Let's flip the lid and see what this new bun looks like. Now, I haven't looked yet, so let's hope they got it right. It's in the right box. So, let's crack it open and give it a squeeze. Tell you what's blowing a gale out there today. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, no, that looks nothing like the picture. But you can see what they're on about. That's your bun. The usual thing, lettuce flopping all over the place, not even on the burger. So we've got, see, lettuce, tomato, Aussie Jack cheese, not even on the patty properly. That's your crispy patty, apparently. Having said all that, let me say this, it's actually quite chunky for a Macca's thing, but it want to be for $10.30. So lifting that up probably isn't going to be the best idea. Because, let's do it anyway. Screw it. What's underneath? Nada. So that's it. The whole kit and caboodle. Crispy chicken patty, lettuce, tomato, Aussie Jack cheese, and the sauce, of course. Now, I reckon, before we do anything else, get the old pinky out, get a husky hit of this sauce, and see how it hits. Oh yeah, baby. I like that. That is amazing. This is going to be a top burger. It doesn't look it, but it's going to taste it, I reckon. So, I reckon it's time to stop flapping the old gums and whack it in me gob. It's just a pity everything couldn't be on properly. Look at that. There isn't much of the sauce, but it's a bit of a train wreck, this one. It's a bit tragic, this one. But anyway, let's stick it in. So we got a bit of a bib to catch all the mess, because I reckon there's going to be lettuce leafing everywhere. It already has been. Look at that cheese. Flapping around everywhere. Whoop, see, more lettuce. Time to wrap the old laughing gear around it. So one first bite, I can't lie folks, because of that cheese hanging over the edge like that. I can mostly only taste cheese, but and a little bit of tomato. Haven't really got a hit of that sauce. Maybe it's on the other side of the bun, as you saw how it was. But I reckon we got to try this crispy patty, chicken patty, on its own. It is quite thick. I am impressed with that. Actually, it's got a little bit of cheese, but you know, we'll get most of the full body flavour of the chicken. I like that. That's a bloody good piece of chicken, taste-wise. And nice and tender. Nice and succulent. Not too dry. Now, of course, it's not a really round burger, is it? It's quite small. Thickness, not as thick as some, but pretty decent thickness for a Macca's burger. But for the price, $10.30, it'd bloody well want to be, wouldn't it? Let's just knock off this other bit of flappy cheese. That sauce, got a nice hit of that then. It's wunderbar. I am totally McLovin that sauce. It's pretty decent. So, although you gotta laugh. It's just so ridiculous the way this stuff falls off. And it's not even that shredded this time and it's still falling off. Nah, don't worry. So now that we've had a few bites of this thing, it's a pretty bloody decent burger and it's getting very high up the scale. Taste-wise, I am totally loving that. It is lit. And with all that being said, the structural integrity, I can't even say it, the structural integrity of that thing was not Eatswar. That was just chucked together. But now it's all straightened up and I'm getting a bit of this and a bit of that. It's a pretty decent burger. I'm not going to lie. And whatever they've seasoned that with, it is different to the McChicken and that sort of thing. I think it does hit a little bit different, and I actually like it. There's a piece there on its own. No cheese and whatnot. Look at that. That's a pretty decent piece of chicken for Macca's. I'm totally impressed. I didn't think it'd be this good. And the crispy, let's check it out. I haven't noticed how crispy it is because of the lettuce. The crunch factor is definitely there with the lettuce. Well, yeah. Nice crispness there. Seemed to be more on the edge of the patty, but still pretty decent. Living up to its name now, even though I've almost scoffed a lot of this. Wasn't too impressed with the shape of the bun compared to the picture, but it looks like all they've done is pressed a few grooves in it, so it's pretty much like a brioche type thing anyway. So I was going to say nice buns, but the buns are just pretty average. They haven't fallen apart. They hit in a good way. It's all amazing, and you know what? For that reason, it's going to get a 4.5 stars out of 5 for taste. Value, $10.30. Not that impressed, but at least it was a chunky type of burger, so just not very wide. So we'll give it a 3.75 stars out of 5 for value. Taste, totally on point. I don't encourage you people to eat this stuff. I just know you want to see it, but this is one of those times well worth wrapping your laughing gear around. If you take any notice of what I say, I don't know. So with that being said, let's do it again. So, I'm very happy little chappy with that thing. Totally impressed, and especially the thickness of that bun, of that patty. You'll love to see it. And I have loved to taste it. So, I said earlier I was going to try and grab a few free things. Turns out you can only grab one at a time. So I went with the old Beveragino because it's a bit of a stinker today, believe it or not. Not too bad out there, but a bit hot in the car. Today's Beveragino is a vanilla Coke. Small one, got it for free. Through my Monopoly. Bit of free stuff from when we did it before. Yummus. So how about a few jokes, folks? And away we go. John Travolta tested negative for coronavirus last night. Turned out it was just Saturday night fever. I burned 2,000 calories last night. I left my food in the oven for too long. I got one more for you, folks. So I could get in trouble for this last one. What are chocolate bars' preferred pronouns? Her, she. Hershey, get it? So anyway, folks, that's the end of the bad jokes. Let's wind it up. It's time to vamoose. Well, worth a try, that deluxe thing. I'm not sure what the actual crispy itself is like, but not much on that one. Go deluxe. It didn't cost, only cost about 90 cents more too, I think, or $1.10. So that's not too bad in these troubled times to add that to get the deluxe. So folks, that's enough jabbering on. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, never be too Aussie. Hooroo. Stay fresh.